Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The 17th mantra we have seen yesterday. Dehendriya mano buddhi prakrutibhyo vilakshanam tadvritti sakshanam vidyat atmanam rajavat sada. You must have heard the word witnessing consciousness or being sakshi, sakshi chaitanya. This sakshi business I tried for quite some time. In sakshi, it is something like, I am a sakshi. You are all sitting here and I am a sakshi. Sakshi means he who is observing the world but insisting that I am not getting influenced by what is observed. So there is a struggle. After doing it for quite some time, I said, no, something is wrong, either in my understanding or the approach. Then I tried the second thing. It has helped me. And the second thing is, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Udasinam asaktam teshu karmasu. I am totally indifferent. So this indifference, being indifferent, is easier way to practice spiritual life. When I am indifferent means what? Your presence and absence makes no difference to me. But when I am a sakshi, then I am observing you. But when I am indifferent, I don't care whether you come early, you come late, you listen or you sleep, you understand or misunderstand or don't understand or stand under. It makes no difference to me. See? And this is the truth. See, our vision is not witnessing the colors and forms. Our vision is indifferent to the colors and forms. Whether it is a red color or green or yellow or dark or white, it makes no difference to the eyes. See? And this has helped me a lot. And how it helped me, I'll tell you one thing. In Bombay, my lectures were organized somewhere. Before my lectures, there was another lecture series of 1 week of some other Swamiji Maharaj. So when my lecture started the next day, it was there a professional crowd, professional satsangi. Any Mahatma comes, they are present. Because they have learned, when you go to satsang there is peace. But where they don't tell. The peace is at home, when you come here. So, my introduction was done. And introduction was, now our Swamiji has come, relax. So after everything was over, I said, hey, what kind of introduction you have given? He said, Swamiji, the earlier Swamiji was such a terror, he was very intelligent, very good explanation. But such a terror, if anybody comes 1 second late, he is to shout at him, get out. If somebody, old people, they have got a, what you call, a limit. Beyond that limit, they can't hold their BP. BP means bladder pressure. So they have to get up in between and go to bathroom. But they are not able to hold it. But this man will shout at him. So everybody is to be fearing. He said, now we are relaxed. Come anytime, go anytime. Whether you listen or you don't listen, doesn't make any difference. See, friends. This is the most important thing We don't have to practice spirituality on others like medicine. We have to practice spirituality on ourselves. Therefore, here the teacher says, Tad vritti sakshanam vidyat atmanam rajavat sada. Like the king, he is no more influenced by anything, but everything is happening in his presence. In this manner, come to discover yourself. The word I am using is discover yourself. Don't become witness. Don't become indifferent. Be indifferent. When you will become indifferent, again you may become different. It is possible. Don't become. So how to discover? By this observation. The observation rule is very simple. Illuminator is not influenced by what is illumined. See, like this light is illuminator. Whether it is a discourse or a disco, or there is nobody here, or there are many bodies here, it makes no difference to the light. Same thing with all our sense organs. Whatever may be colors and forms makes no difference to the vision. Whatever may be the condition of the sense organs makes no difference to the mind. Whether the mind is manifest or unmanifest makes no difference to the consciousness, the Chaitanya that we are. Therefore, remaining indifferent is our natural state. We don't have to do anything. Only recognize this, that in fact nothing disturbs us. And when we thus become aware of our own essential nature, then alone we are walking spiritual path. Vyapruteshu indriyeshu atma vyapari iva avivekinam drushate bhreshu dhavatsu dhavanyavayata shashi. You must have seen, this is one great thing about this particular text, Atmabodha. Every statement is supported by an example. Every time. The number of examples in this book is unparalleled. Too many examples. Here, actually it is the clouds which are moving in the sky, but when we look at it, it appears as if the moon is moving. Because the focal length is wrongly focused. The moment you focus it properly, you come to know it is the clouds which are moving and not the moon. Moon is stationary. Exactly the same way, Vyapruteshu Indriyeshu Atma, actually the sense organs, they are moving. But it appears as if the Atma, the self is moving. So, it is the eyes which are seeing, but we feel I am seeing. See, friends, it is the eyes which are disturbed, I feel I am disturbed, because we get identified with that. Therefore, all the spiritual practices, don't get identified with anything. Things are like this, that's it. Don't get worried. Don't get carried away by this. Therefore, Vyapruteshu Indriyeshu Atma Vyapari Iva, as if he is moving. It is something like this. One more example I will give you. If there is light coming, a small beam of light coming in a room, relatively dark room, and then you keep your fingers in front of that beam and start moving the fingers, it appears as if the light is moving. The light is steady. In the earlier days, there used to be the cinema theatres. So there is only one beam of light coming, and a film which was in front of that thing, in that film there was a series of changes in a particular thing, and it was appearing as if the light is moving. The light is not moving. Exactly the same way, the self doesn't move. It is not influenced. It is not participating. But avivekinam, but those who are unable to look into the truth correctly with the vision of wisdom, they get lost. Atma chaitanyam ashritya dehendriya manodhiyaha swakriyartheshu vartante yatha lokam yatha jana. Surya lokam yatha jana. Atma chaitanyam ashritya. It is in the with the support of the conscious self that we are, all the faculties are functional. See, take one by one. Colors and forms are established because of the vision. Vision is established because of the mind. Mind is established because of the consciousness. If there are, if there is no vision, colors and forms don't exist. If there is no mind behind the sense organs, the experiences don't exist. If there is no consciousness behind the mind, mind is non-functional. Like in case of a dead person. The difference between the dead and the live person is not that Atma is not present there. Atma is present. But the body through which it is expressing is not capable of allowing the Atma to express as life. And therefore it appears it is absent, but it is not. Swakriyartheshu vartante surya lokam yatha janaha. Like when there is a sunrise, everybody gets activated. In the same manner, in the presence of the divine reality alone, the whole world becomes totally vibrated. Therefore, again and again we come back to our essential self and spend more time with it. The technique which I told you yesterday, work on it. Not a long time. More than how many hours you can sit for meditation? More than that, how effortlessly you can just be. And for just being, only two things are needed. One is organ of action, second is organ of perception. Speech is the organ of action, and thinking is the organ of perception. Now take these two principles. Without effort, you will glide into meditation. Nay, you will come back to your own self. Only two things. Next, a minute or two. First, do not talk to yourself. And second, listen to the silence. These both things observe simultaneously. Now, let us take the observations. When we stop talking to ourselves, organ of actions are controlled, and when we started listening to silence, organ of perceptions are controlled, and the net result is our asana became steady, breathing became very soft and shallow, and all this without any efforts. What Patanjali talks, prayatna shaithilya, giving up efforts, this effortlessness is abidance in the truth. Wherever there are efforts, we are divorced from the reality. We are not normal. When there are efforts in hearing, we are not normal. When without efforts you relax and everything is heard, you are normal. When without efforts you are able to see, your vision is normal. But when you require glasses and like that, then you are abnormal. When there is no effort in breathing, you are normal. When you are having efforts in breathing, you are abnormal. Wherever there are efforts, we are not normal, therefore we get tired. Tiredness comes only because there are efforts. See? And effortlessness is possible. Ananta samapattibhyam. When we function not from the relative standpoint, but when we function from the absolute standpoint. Ananta is absolute, infinite, uncreated, undisturbed. See, friends, the more you spend your time in this, not long time at a time. Start with short, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And the moment you feel that you are putting effort, forget about it. Do something else. And again after some time you get time, okay, very good. Just sit wherever you are for 2 minutes. Only this. Don't talk to yourself and listen to silence. By this way, we will be able to lead a life in meditation. We will not do meditation. See, my friends. So, Atma Chaitanyam Ashritya Dehindriya Manodhyaha Swakriyartheshu Vartante Surya Lokam Yatha Janaha. Like the sunrise activates the whole life, in the same manner, this pure consciousness alone activates the life as well as deactivates. But because of that, the pure consciousness that we are is uncorrupted, it is ever the same. Whether we hear or we don't hear, mind is the same. Whether we see or we don't see, vision is the same. Whether it is waking, dream, deep sleep or samadhi, consciousness is the same. Thus come to discover Dehendriya Gunan Karmani Amale Satchidatmani Adhyasyantya Vivekena Gagale Lilatadivata. So the attributes of the body, the prana, the mind, etc., it is superimposed on the pure consciousness which is immaculate, unaffected, without any limitation or without any modification. But these are superimposed on the pure consciousness. Meaning, if the body is fat, I am fat. If the body is thin, I am thin. If the body is man's, I am a man. If the body is woman's, I am a woman. So, this superimposition is nothing but identification. And therefore, in deep sleep, when we are not identified with the body, that time, are we man or woman? And when we are neither man nor woman, therefore, we are neither husband nor wife, neither mother nor father, neither brother nor sister. All the problems disappear. The more we become aware of these friends, living in awareness is meditation, not a mechanical lifestyle. Those who do meditation as a mechanical thing, for them half an hour meditation, rest of the day frustration. No. We have to remain in awareness. See? And this remaining in awareness is possible only through wisdom. It is something like this. When our shadow is seen by us, and we are very clear as grown-ups that shadow is merely an appearance, it is not reality. Therefore, whether a truck runs over the shadow, we don't feel bad, or the shadow falls in a gutter, we don't take bath. See? This is very simple thing, but it doesn't click. It clicked me many months, years before. This happened in Gujarat somewhere. They called me for satsanga in a small ashram. Swami, we are only inmates, few of us, and few may come. So 5 o'clock. So accordingly I reached at 5 o'clock. And there were only 2-3 people. I said, let us start satsang. No, Swamiji, more people have to come. But I said, you said 5 o'clock. No, actually, satsang is 6 o'clock, but we told you 5 o'clock, so we can spend more time with you. I said, Acha, you have not seen me really what I am. Then I said, okay, very good. Then I said, hey, that Honda car, whose car is that? So I said, take your key, I want to see one particular thing in that car. I was just thinking about it. So I said, hey, rest of you think, sit here, I'm just coming. I want to see one particular gadget. We went inside, I sat inside. I said, start the car. I said, drive the car out. We went out of the ashram premises. I said, now let us go to any nearest temple. So we went to the temple. Evening time, 5:30 or 5:15. Small hillock, Shiva's temple. I was standing outside the sanctum. Back side was the sun. In front was Shiva. And my shadow landed on Shiva Linga. So I felt how lucky my shadow is. Better than me can directly touch the Shiva Linga. The thoughts coming like that. After that, I went for pradakshina and standing in the compound of the temple. and standing somewhere. The shadow is the same, I am the same, sun is the same. Somewhere one dog came. And in that particular spot where my shadow was, he did the smelling and then he did Atmabodha. And then on my shadow, he did Purnamadaha, Purnamidam, Purnahat, Purnamudachyate. That time I realized, hey, that urination is not falling on me, it is on the shadow. I don't have to take bath. See? But if it is a child, the child thinks the shadow is real. The bird thinks the reflection is real. And they suffer. Once we know the shadow is merely an appearance, it has nothing to do with us. Exactly the same way, when we come to discover this reality that all the modifications are happening in the Prakriti, not in me. And this cannot be taught, you have to learn. Therefore, my approach on the Guru-Shishya relationship is little different from normal people. I am abnormal. In the relationship of Guru and Shishya, it is the disciple who is important, not the Guru. See, friends, don't carry that Guru's burden on your head. Guru also means heavy. Gurutva Karshan Shakti. See? But we get carried away by that. And Guru Maharaj also tells, if you do Guru Droha, even God cannot protect you. No. Kaivalya Upanishad, if you study, there the disciple comes and says, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahma Vidyam Varishtam. Hey Guru Maharaj, kindly teach me Brahma Vidya. And Guru very clearly, washes his hands. He said, Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yoga Davaihi. You learn, I can't teach you. See, friends, the ability to learn from one's own experiences, that ability is a manifestation of the principle of Guru in your heart. Out of formality, we may say, Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. If Krishna was really a Jagat Guru, why he could not teach Duryodhan, Dushasan, Dhritarashtra? See? You must have seen so many places. Any Tom, Dick and Harry writes, Jagat Guru, Gadbadananda Maharaj. Now that Jagat Guru is not known even to him that he is the Jagat Guru or not. See, friends, we have to learn. Don't throw the ball in the hands of the Guru. Guru Maharaj, I am a challenge, try to teach me. Huh? No, you have to learn. So here we have to learn. See, when we reach around 40, 42, that time we start taking our books and start reading like this. Then the children at home say, Dadaji, what is this stylish you are becoming these days, like this? Why can't you see straight away? No, beta, I can't see properly. Be attentive. I can't see properly. Who establishes this? The mind. See. So, the modification of the mind is, modification of the eyes is known by the mind, is it not? Similarly, the modification of the mind is known by us. My mind is very disturbed. Very good, mind is disturbed. Why are you disturbed? See, when your car is climbing up the slope, you don't have to put efforts. The car will run, you relax. Like many people have got in funny notion. Swami, you go and travel so long, don't you get jet lag? I said, why should I get jet lag? It is a jet which is flying, I am sleeping. See, this is such a simple thing. Therefore, It is Dehendriya Gunan Karmani Amale Sachidadmini Adhyasya Avivekena. Because of the wrong understanding. Example is given Gagane Neelatadivan. Space doesn't have any color, any shape, any form. But when we look at the cloud-free summer sky, it appears blue. So we say, oh, the sky is blue. But is the sky blue? No, sky doesn't have any color. But because of the optical illusion, it appears blue, and we say it is blue. Ajnanan manasopadehe kartruttvadini chatmani kalpante mbugate chandre chalanadi yathabhasa. Similarly, ajnana, because of the wrong notion, we imagine all the activities of doing, etc., are superimposed on us. Activities that are happening in the Prakriti, not in me. We don't do anything. Things are happening. Be very attentive to know this thing. It's a very simple technique. Knowledge without the knower is the truth. And therefore, Upanishad says, those who say, I know, they know not. Experience without an experiencer is the truth. What happens with us? We all know knowledge of maths, knowledge of chemistry, knowledge of cooking, knowledge of bluffing, knowledge of. We are not talking of knowledge itself. See? Similarly, the experience. We talk experience of joy, experience of sorrow, experience of traveling. No. Experience itself. When experience itself is recognized, without the experiencer being born, what will be that experience? Be attentive. Waking is experienced without a waker being born. Dream is experienced without a dreamer being born. Deep sleep is experienced without going to sleep. Samadhi is experienced without beginning and end. Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter. Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivishtaha mattaha smriti jnanam apohanancha. I am the substratum. Because of me, waking experience which includes waker, waking world and waking experience. All these three are supported by me without me becoming a waker. See? Smriti, the dream. Dream is again three components. What is called Triputi. The dream world, the dream experience and the dreamer. All the three are supported by me without becoming a dreamer. See friends, the more we reduce this involvement as I, then we come to know Kalpyante Ambugate Chandre. It is something like when you see the reflection of the moon in the waters, if the waters are moving, it appears as if the reflection is also moving, is it not? But is it moving? Can we fish out the reflection? We can't. Because it doesn't exist. If it doesn't exist, then the appearance that the reflection is breaking, is it real? It only appears, but it doesn't. Exactly the same way. All the experiencers, all the doers, they only appear. Therefore, neither there is a doer in the Prakriti, nor the ego, the jiva is the doer, nor the Paramatma is the doer. There is no place for the doer or experiencer. See, catch this point. I, as a husband, is miserable. When my wife goes away, what happens to the husband? Nothing. Because without wife, I can't be husband. So nothing happens to the husband, nothing ever happened to the man. Then who was miserable? The non-existing entity called as husband was miserable. Now how can you help him? It is something like when the reflection of the moon in the water is breaking, we want to apply a plaster bandage so that the breaking can be stopped. Can you do that? Then if the water is steady, crystal clear, like a sheet of mirror, if the reflection is without any breakage, should we say, oh, it is so perfect, let us take it out? You can't. It doesn't exist. Exactly the same way, after body identification, then the mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife are born. When there is no body identification, none of them ever exist. Not only that, even during the body identification, they have no existence. They are merely appearance. Friends, work on this, on the bodies that we carry as a burden. They have no existence at all. See? Then you will come to know every thought has its origin in somebody. If you sit for meditation as a husband, wife will stand in front of you as your Ishta Devata with the bella in her hand, that rolling rod in the hand. If you sit down for meditation as a grandfather, the child will come and climb on your head, and you always do like this. But if you sit as nobody, spend time on this. Wherever you are, simply sit down and play. Nobody, nobody. Let the eyes be open. Nobody should even know that you are sitting in meditation. Simply casually sitting, but playing. At this moment, I am playing as Mr. Nobody. Try now. Remain as a husband and sit for next 20 to 30 seconds as husband or as wife. Next, sit as mother or father or the child. And see the thoughts. Now the last experiment, remain as Mr. Nobody. Stop. Now analyze. When we sat as husband or wife, the thoughts were pertaining to wife and husband respectively. When we sat as parents or children, the thoughts were pertaining to children or parents. And when we were sitting as nobody, there was no reason for the thoughts to erupt. So what is meditation? Living in meditation is living as nobody. So remain as nobody. The moment wife comes in front of you, become a husband. And how? By playing husband. That's it. How to play husband? That also I have to teach you. So go on glorifying. I don't know what merit I must have done in the last life. You came in my life. So make her happy. That's it. But don't make that as the only profession of life. There are many better things. And thus lead your life lightly. Don't carry the burden of life. So, Ragicha Sukha Dukkhadi Buddhau Satyam Pravartate Sushupto Nasti Tannashep Tasmad Buddhestu Natmanaha. The likes, dislikes, joy, sorrows, they are only as long as the mind or the intellect is alive. When the mind or the intellect is enfolded, becomes non-manifest, as in deep sleep, there is no joy, there is no sorrows. There is no likes, there is no dislikes. Therefore, all the experiences are happening only in the mind, neither in the body nor in the pure consciousness. See, that is why when the anesthesia is given, what is anesthesia? It is a chemical meditation for that part of the body. See, the other day I gave you example when they did operation on my big toe, they give the local anesthesia. After some time, that portion, like the demonetization, that area was done. Sensitization. No more sensitivity in that area. When you cut it, it makes no difference. See how simple it is. So where are all the experiences happening? Only in the mind. And what is mind? Naiva manasam. Mind doesn't exist. See, in this manner, these miseries are only the figment of mind. They are nowhere, either in the Prakriti or in Paramatma. And when these two come together, an unholy wedlock between the matter and the consciousness, then life is manifested. And in the life, both joys and sorrows come. Therefore, come to realize this, that all the spiritual practice is working on the mind and not working by the mind. In case of dharma, yoga and devotion, we are working by the mind. Dharma Shastra, don't do this thing, working by the mind, do's and don'ts. Yoga Shastra, Chitta Vritti Nirodha, and suffer silently. In devotion, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Working by the mind. Now start working on the mind. Working on the mind is when we talk to others, before we talk, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? You will see many times when there are gatherings, one person starts talking, he just doesn't keep his mouth shut. Whether other want to listen or not. And who talks? He who has got a loud voice and strong arguments. Keeps on talking, caw, 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 caw. Become aware. Before we talk to anybody on any topic, ask a question. Is it necessary to talk? Then we are working on the mind. See, this is one of the reasons why the youngsters don't like the old people. Old people keep on talking about their own past. Nobody is interested in our past. They are concerned about their future. But old people have no future. What future they have got? गम उठाने के लिए मैं तो जिए जा बस I am just living to go through the miseries of life. See, friends. And the second way of working on the mind is stop talking to yourself. There's two things. During this session of our satsanga, if these two things you take with you, you have done a great favor to yourself. Like the WhatsApp. It is a default settings. You just make a group of 100 people. One WhatsApp you receive from somebody, you send it to the whole group, and then the same WhatsApp come to you again from somebody. Again, it is just a default setting. Whether somebody wants or doesn't want, we keep on sending. Then what happens? We don't get any reply because nobody reads all the WhatsApp. Simply select, delete, delete, delete. And what is the WhatsApp? Good morning, good morning, good morning. That becomes a bad morning, not a good morning. Right from the morning on, good morning, good morning, good morning. See? And you don't have to do anything, default settings. Exactly the same way. Our mind is having a default setting. Observe this. Two things. Before talking to others, ask a question. Is it necessary to talk? Whether somebody is listening to us or not. We keep on bombarding. Don't do that. So, prakashorkasya toyasya shatyar agni yathoshnatam swabhavaha satchidananda nitya nirmalatatmanaha. Be attentive. Just like the sun is by nature light, the water is by nature cold, and fire is by nature hot. Exactly the same manner, Satchidananda is eternal, immaculate and pure. We don't have to do anything. Purity is our essential nature. Friends, there are two things in each one of us. One is called as essential nature, and second is called as acquired nature. Essential nature cannot be changed. Acquired nature has to be dropped. Like nobody is born with a cigarette in the mouth and lighter in the hand. But when we start smoking slowly, it becomes our acquired nature. Without smoking, we can't stop. See? One lady of a military officer asked me this thing, elderly lady, Swamiji, you please tell me to stop smoking. I smoke a lot. So if you tell me, I will stop smoking. I said, why should I tell you? You can't compel me. On the contrary, it is good, you keep smoking. When you keep smoking and walk, I am reminded of the steam engine going nearby. And when you smoke, there is what you call a nice fragrance around you. You don't have to apply Odomos. Even the human beings will not come near you. And because of smoking, your heart always is warm. See? And you are supporting the tobacco growing farmers at your health cost. You are great sacrifice, great. Please continue smoking. And the best part is you save a lot of money. He said, Swamiji, why you are sarcastic? I said, I am not sarcastic, I am realistic. You tell me, when you started smoking, did you come to me and ask, Swamiji, this is my first cigarette, will you please inaugurate? If you started smoking, stop yourself. Don't be a weakling. Swabhava we have created. God has not created. God is Satchidananda. Nitya Nirmal Atmana. Recognize your divinity. Don't be a weakling. Guru Maharaj, Ashirvad karo. Is it going to bathroom or what? Karo. You work hard. See friends, Vedanta teacher will never make you a weakling. He will not tell, Beta, don't worry, I'll take care. No, you fend for yourself. Discover your inner confidence. He who has the self-confidence, he alone has faith in God. The one who lacks self-confidence, he has no faith in God. See friends, therefore, Swabhavaha Satchidananda. So we don't have to do anything. That is our essential nature. We are divine. This divinity is covered by the acquired nature. Now be very attentive. It's a very subtle thought. Colors and forms, they cover our vision. When we give importance to the colors and forms, we lose sight of our own vision. Then our sense organs, they cover the mind. When we take food, a particular dish, if it is not according to our taste, how miserable we become? So the sense organs, they cover our mind. And the mind covers the divinity that we are. So what will be the journey? Spiritual path? The spiritual journey will be, we give up the objects, we come to the sense organs. We give up the sense organs, we come to the mind. We give up the mind, we come to the consciousness. Give up means what? Kill yourself? No. Don't be a slave. Discover the freedom. Atmanaha Satchidanandascha buddhir vruddhir vrittiriti dvayam sanyojya cha avivekena janamiti pravartate. So, the two things come together, which results into the notion that I know. Atmanaha Satchidanandaha, the Satchit, the conscious aspect of the pure self, and Buddhehe Vritti, and the thought in the mind, these two things come together and an illusion is born, I know. Now be very attentive, it's a very subtle thought. If you look at my beautiful face, you will see two things. One is the general face which is illuminated by the lights. Second thing, depending upon the tightness of the skin somewhere and depending upon your angle, there is some point where you will see a specific spot. See? एक रात में दो दो चांद खिले, एक दुनिया, एक आकाश में, एक सर में. Isn't it? Two. Exactly the same way, the mind takes the shape of that particular object. Mind with a shape is called as a thought. Water with a shape is called as a wave. So mind with a Shape is called as a thought. In that thought, when the consciousness reflects, that thought becomes enlivened. And in that enlivened thought, a notion is born. I know this object. I'll tell you technically and then in simple language. When I see this book, how the book is seen? This is a book. So the mind has taken the shape of this book. But the knowledge will not happen unless there is a knower. So this is a book. This is called as Vritti Vyapti. Mind has taken the shape of the book. Then second thing, I know this is a book. Second aspect. Unless there is a knower, knowledge cannot happen. And what is the knowledge? Knowledge is, this is a book and I am not the book. Three things. So one is Vritti Vyapti, objectivity in the knowledge. Second is Phala Vyapti, the knower of the object is born. But when it comes to the self, where the knower and the known are one, there the Phala Vyapti, I know myself, is not born. And therefore, knowledge without the knower is the truth. Like eyes can see everything else. But when the eyes are focused on themselves, there is no knower that I see my eyes cannot happen. So seeing without the seer, hearing without the hearer, experience without the experiencer is the truth. And therefore, wise people do not have the abhiman, arrogance. I am wiser than you. Because the I has already disappeared. There is wisdom without a wise man. See? Therefore, friends, Atmana Satchidanandascha Buddher Vritti Riti Dvayam, these two things coming together, avivekena, because of the incomplete understanding, janami iti pravartate, I know this notion is born. So I know is just a notion. See? Bhagavan Shankaracharya gives in one of the texts, very beautiful way. You must have seen there are some covers around the lamp, there are many holes in that. So from the hole, the light comes out. Light is one, but it appears as if there are many lights. In the same manner, mind is one, but it comes out the different holes. In it appears as if there are different sense organs. It's the same mind. One mind with different gadgets is called differently. One man with a different relations is called as differently. He is the same. Not knowing this, we become somebody, I know, I am a husband, I am a father, I am a mother, and they start suffering sincerely. Therefore, Atmano Vikriya Nasti Buddhir Bodho na Jatvidi Jivaha Sarvalam Jnatva Jnata Drishteti Muhyati. Therefore, come to know very clearly, in the self there is no modification. Mind has the modification, the self does not have modification. It is ever the same. Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti, Samadhi, it comes and goes. The self remains the same, like whether it is the raining clouds or the thundering clouds or the darkness or the cloudless sky. It makes no difference to the space. Exactly the same way. Whether the raining clouds, the waking experience, the thundering clouds, the dream experience, the total darkness, the deep sleep experience, or the cloudless blue sky, the samadhi experience, It may come and go, the conscious space has no impact whatsoever. That is our essential nature. See, friends, the Atmano Vikriya Nasti, Buddhera Bodho na Jatviti. The intellect is inert by itself. It has no bodha, it has no knowledge. It is only in the light of the divinity that it becomes enlivened. Like you must have seen on the road, there are those radium signs. They themselves don't have light. But when other light falls on them, they become enlivened. They become conspicuous. Exactly the same way, intellect by itself doesn't have any knowledge. But when the same intellect is bathing in the light of consciousness, it becomes enlivened. Not knowing this, jivaha sarvam alam nyatva. But the jiva, the individual, doesn't know it completely and therefore gets lost into drashta and drishya. The duality is taken to be real and I am the knower and something is known. Rajju sarpavadatmanam jivam jnatva bhayam vahet naham jivaha paratmeti jnatasched nirbhayo bhavet. Like when the rope is mistaken as the snake, we suffer from the fear. In the same manner, when the absolute reality, Paramatma that we are, when we mistake ourselves to be the soul, the jiva, we are bound to suffer in life. See, friends, in Vivek Chudamani, Bhagavan Shankara gives another beautiful example. If you see the rope as a snake and therefore want to go and kill that appearance of the snake, you will not suffer. You will not be at loss. Bhagavan Shankara gives another example. There was a brahmachari studying Vedanta. And what is Vedanta? You may know Brahmana or not, doesn't matter. But you must know rope and a snake. Without the snake and the rope, Vedanta is not complete. Therefore, the snake is meant for the disciples and the rope is meant for the guru to hang himself. Everything disappears. So Bhagavan Shankara says, there was a student all the time reading a snake and rope and snake. It so happened that there was a snake and he thought it must be a rope and took the snake to tie down his bedding. What must be the condition of the snake? So the snake has to tell, come on, I am not a rope, I am really a snake. See? In the same manner, naham jivaha paratmeti. We have ourselves become miserable because of wrong identification. This is what I told you in Bhagavad Gita. The real problem that we all have is only one: identity crisis. Who am I at a given period of time? On the battlefield, Arjuna was a warrior, not a disciple or not a grandson. Think. Who became miserable? The grandson and the disciple. But the grandfather and the guru, they were not miserable because they knew that they are a warrior. But this fellow, he thought that how can I kill my grandfather? Be attentive. Killing grandfather is a sin, no doubt about it. But find out, at this moment on the battlefield, are you a relation or you are a warrior? This error in understanding is required to be corrected in life. See, my friends, all the spiritual practice is only this. You sit for meditation as a father, you can never have clean mind. Therefore, the first step on the spiritual path or meditation is learn to remain as nobody. More and more. The more you remain as nobody, lesser will be the burden of thoughts on your head. And then we don't want to prove anything to anybody, because when I decide I am a Mahatma, then I want to prove to the world I am really a Mahatma. See, I tell you, one person asked me this question. Swamiji, Mahatmas don't take food outside. How come you take? I said, you are right. But you are wrong also. Mahatmas don't take food outside is right. Why I take food? You are wrong. Because why do you call me Mahatma? It is your fault. It's not my fault. I don't call myself to be Mahatma. Be whatever you are. Friends, don't try to prove anything to anybody in this world. Our whole life is a struggle. Log kya kahenge? What people will say? Who cares for you? We have that notion. What people will say? Hell with the whole world. Be yourself. See, friends, the day you become aware of this, you will not do meditation. You will start living in meditation 24/7. This is the real meaning of yoga. And when you start living in meditation, thereafter you will never be miserable. So, Atmabodha buddhyadinindriyanyapi deepo gatadiva swatma jadairtainava bhasyate. It is the eyes which can illuminate the colors and forms. Colors and forms cannot illuminate the eyes. It is the mind which can know the sense organs. Sense organs cannot know the mind. It is the pure consciousness which is eliminating the modifications of the mind. Mind cannot know the consciousness. Then what will be the spiritual practice? Drop one by one. So drop the worldly objects, dispassion. Drop the sense organs, pratyahar. See why the yoga students don't succeed? Because they take a shortcut. Whenever you take a shortcut in life, you are cut short. First practice yama niyama. Without practicing yama niyama, simply do the acrobatics of asana is not going to help. Yama is that the world is no more a problem for us. Niyama is we are not a problem for us. Then comes asana. And what is asana? Sthira sukham. You are at peace with yourself. That is asana. Then comes the pranayam. Pranayam is balance in life. No extremism. Eating a lot is one extreme. Not eating at all another extreme. That is not yoga. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Eat 3 times a day. But every time have control. That is yoga. See? Otherwise, no, I observe fast. And what is the fast? Ekadashi. So what do? On Dashami, we eat so much so that I can manage Ekadashi. And then on Dwadashi, I eat so much because on Ekadashi I had not eaten food. And net result is we eat more than required. See? There is another funny thing about eating. Swamiji, I don't like leaving food in the plate because it goes waste, therefore I eat. When you eat excess food, it is a wastage. It is not utilized. Don't bother about that. Take care of yourself. Have self-control. See the difference in life. See, friends. Otherwise, half an hour meditation, rest of the day frustration. Remember this principle. So, swabodhe nanya bodhecha bodharupatayatmanaha na deepasyanya deepecha yatha swatma prakashane. So, swabodhe nanya bodhecha. Be very attentive. When we know there are colors and forms, how do we know? So simple, with our functional eyes, mind behind the eyes, very good. In a dark room, there was a child. And somebody asked, "Hey, somebody is there?" So the child said, "I'll find out. There is no light. Whether I am there or not, I can't see." No. Our presence, whether I am, is not requiring any means of knowledge. How do you know yourself? Whether I am or I am not. Be very attentive. First of all, we don't require any means of knowledge. Pramana nirapeksha anubhuti, experience without the intervention of any means of knowledge. Which are the means of knowledge? Sense organs, mind and intellect. Sense organs cannot know us because the self doesn't have any attribute, Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha. The mind cannot know the reality because the mind itself is not real. The intellect cannot know the truth because it is not a concept. Intellect knows only concepts. See, in US, in one university, after my talk, the professor said, "Mr. Swami, you presented the concepts very well." I said, "Sir, I am extremely sorry to disagree with you. You are a professor is a concept. You are successful is a concept. You are American is a concept. But you are is not a concept. Concepts are subject to modification and change. Today you are American, tomorrow you come to India, take Indian citizenship. First concept gone, second concept born. You go to other country and instead of remaining an Indian, you become non-required Indian, NRI. See? Another concept. Then you become frustrated there, come back, Hindustani theek hai. You come back over here. Again, that NRI concept gone, again you have become a normal Indian. See? But you are is not a concept. And therefore, to know oneself, no means of knowledge is required. If no means of knowledge is required, what should be the spiritual practice? Drop all means of knowledge and come to a point which cannot be dropped. That is why the wise people are not having the arrogance of self-realization. Because arrogance falls in the purview of mind. I know I am realized, not like you unrealized. No. In realization, there is nobody left. Realization is non-attainment of anything, but revealing one's essential nature. That is realization. See, my friends, therefore drop all these burdens. Don't try to, in meditation they teach that you do the, what you call tratak. They will be looking at the lamp. As a result, you go away from yourself. Or you sit and bring your vision up to the Bhrumadhya and do like this. And after that, you may not get realized, but you will get headache. Guarantee. And then frustration and anger. Because during meditation they were already suffering. See friends, allow the divinity to express. And it can express only, Patanjali tells two techniques. Prayatna Shaithilya, Ananta Samapattibhyam. Relax, relax, relax. Don't struggle to prove anything to anybody. And this is possible only Ananta Samapattibhyam. Surrender your I at the feet of the infinite. Bhagavan says, when you disappear, I present myself. These two things cannot exist together. Either there is a husband or there is a man. If it is a husband, he will be miserable. If he is a man, he will not be miserable. Then what the husband should do? Surrender at the feet of the man. Thereafter, play the role of a husband. The moment you are in front of the wife, play husband. And when you play something, you don't become anybody. Like when the children are playing at home, husband, wife, brother and sister, do they really become husband and wife? No. They are playing in the same manner. In your married life also, play husband, wife. Life will be beautiful. But instead of that, we take this dumb thing called as husband and wife as the real and suffer. Other people's wife, how much understanding they have. My wife is so dumb. See? And then they come to us. Swamiji, what to do with my dumb wife? She has to be dumb. Wife can never be intelligent. How can wife cannot be intelligent? If she is intelligent, she will never marry you. See, friends. But you go on taking it so seriously. The real spiritual practice is take life lightly in the light of wisdom. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.